Good evening. The time is it's 9:02, and you're listening to the National Conspirator. My name is Leonard Sanguich. I'm in for Chad Bowery. Chad is out on vacation. I don't know what sort of man takes a vacation during a pandemic, but the man does what he wants, and I'm just happy to be invited into the studio to to man the ship, and I'm joined also in the studio by the very imposing Vadeem Sellarz. Vadeem, you are here.
Yes, and you are here, and here we are. That's apparent. Thank you very much, host.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
killing it so far.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chad's in some dingy Motel 6 with some lot lizard, just ripping it up, doing what he does best, being a fuck up. Yeah.
Well, we try not to judge our comrades' lifestyles here, but he does like a good lot lizard.
Yeah, he definitely does. And you can't just drop words like comrades and try to, make me like you. Okay, I see what you're trying to do. It's not going to work, okay?
Okay, comrade.
Leonard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, and today we have a very special guest who's calling in all the way from Hollywood. That's in California, Hollywood, California. It's her name is Zita Taylor. She's an actress and a neck model, and here to talk to us about some of the weird goings on in the whole Hollywood industry, and especially the streaming services. And she's just a delight to talk to. Zita Taylor, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Leonard. Thank you, darling. I'm charmed to be here. And thank you, Vadeem. Thank you so much.
Oh, hello. Hi. How do you do?
Oh, and might I say, from the sound of the phone, it sounds like you have a beautiful neck.
Well, I've been told a few times, maybe.
What are you talking to me, Leonard?
Of course,
or Vadeem?
of course, she's talking to me.
Vadeem hardly has a neck. I should note that for the listeners and for you, Zita. Yeah.
Well, it's a very
I
strong
just
neck.
like the sound of his voice. And yours too, Leonard. I'm sure yours is wonderful. I haven't seen it in ages, though.
Thank you. My doctor said I have the neck of a goose, and it could snap at any moment, even with a strong breeze.
Yes,
That's
you look
divine.
you look kind of like a giraffe and a pterodactyl kind of went at it a little bit.
My parents were very special people.
I would like to take you bobbing for potatoes, as we do, bobbing for beets on special holidays.
That'd be very charming of you, Vadim. And Zita, you now speaking of a pretty neck, Miss Taylor has she won Neck of the Year 3 years in a row, 2016 through 2019. Unfortunately, this year it's been disrupted by the pandemic. The neck pageant has not proceeded as normal.
Yes, that's unfortunate for this year. Although I did receive an honorable mention through the mail.
That counts for something.
Yes, thank you. At least it's a little to live on this year. Oh, this 2020, it's been god awful.
I'm sorry to hear that, Zita, and I'm sure Hollywood is expensive.
Oh, it is. It very much is. And the movie business is slowed, as you might guess, and the
Yeah.
television as well. A lot of the productions have halted, and no one needs a neck actress right now.
That is just a shame. To hear that these are talented few actresses and actors are just plumb out of work. And
Yes. And darling, we prefer nectresses.
the nectresses and nectars. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Yes, I'm working on getting us a union.
Oh, that would be very good. I think that labor and neck work are a match made in heaven.
Well,
It's
thank you, Leonard, for appreciating the art.
I-
You sure are dear, aren't you?
well, I try, and I always imagine a union is kind of like the neck that unifies the body of labor with the management of the head. You know.
Oh, poetry! It's poetry. Yes.
Yeah.
People don't know what goes into necting, all right? Any tinction at all will completely deflect from the shot. You have to be completely calm and zen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
It looks like your neck is very relaxed in these photos I see on Instagram on the neck.
yes, thank you. That's after
Neck
hours
twist.
of Alexander technique, of warming up with hip hop drums. It takes a lot to make me look that calm.
I will say you do look very, very nice in the photos.
Oh,
They're
oh,
they're quite
you,
breathtaking. Truly.
you flatterers. Well,
But
thank you. I'm charmed to be here and charmed that you understand what goes into necting and all of that.
Yeah, well, maybe I don't understand fully, but I can certainly appreciate the art form and the necks.
Thank you.
Well,
You you might have seen my work in Game of Thrones, The Red Wedding,
oh, yeah,
all those necks that had to be cut.
yeah, there was a lot, and I'm sure that's an people probably don't think about the necks that kind of aren't there, you know. But somebody has to have a neck that is decapitated, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yes,
that
yes,
that takes a lot of
exactly.
skill.
there's a lot of stunt necks also in the business. Shout
yeah.
outs,
Yeah.
you know, to
Yes,
those guys for what they do. They do a lot of hard work. Take a lot of hard knocks
yes.
there.
Heroes they are. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, indeed. I would like to open up the phone lines for any admirers or fans of nectresses and nectars like Zita Taylor, our guest here today, and maybe you just want if you just want to have the pleasure of talking to this lovely neck and woman that's that's attached to that neck. And we're gonna dig deep into some of the kind of the odd goings on in Hollywood that Zita has brought to my attention. As Zita, what you brought up that these streaming services are just getting a little bit out of hand, and
Well, yes, yes, Leonard. Yes, exactly. They now at this time of terror, we're all inside watching the streaming services, and they seem to be benefiting from all of this just a bit much. And
mhm.
it's just, do you know who owns Hulu, Leonard?
Who who
Disney. And do you know who owns Disney, Leonard?
who I no.
Satan.
Oh my.
That's what I believe.
Oh my gosh. I thought like Bezos or something. That's even worse.
Well, he certainly has his part to play as well, yes.
Hmm.
Oh, but at the root of it is pure evil. Oh, everything that I've seen, it's terror. It's all of the execs at the top of Hulu and Netflix. They're they're speaking for Satan, I tell you.
Yeah, that is astounding and also not surprising, given the family content that Satan, I mean Disney has put out.
Yes.
It's quite subliminal. I will say that.
It's pure propaganda. You guys sit around and you pay. You literally pay these guys monthly to rape your brain, basically. You know, it's ridiculous. I look at you and I think, what? We never believe anything on television because it's always lies, lies and lies and lies. And of course, it all is Satan. And then even more happening. These folks that go and pray to the Moloch. It's crazy. This stuff. It's just so dark, and the connections going on with the Hollywoods. Oh, it's just horrifying.
Now, Vadeem, my understanding is that in the Russian version of Snow White gets dismembered and fed to a pack of wolves.
Way more realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we can't sell that sort of thing to the family and the American youth.
Well, that is why you live in this bubble, this fantasy, where you're like, oh, just lie to me, and I will sit here on the couch, and this is a bunch of people just sitting around and being told what to think without even realizing they are, and then they send you down the rabbit hole, before you know it, you're just like, "Bleh." And then you got these people who are just like taking you to town, man.
Exactly. We pay for the privilege to have propaganda.
What do these
shoved down our
actors do?
throats.
Yes, exactly. That's
Our
what I'm
necks.
saying. Exactly. Right down our necks with these beautiful necks. Think of all the necks.
Yes,
And the children.
necks. And Vadeem, Leonard, I tend to agree. I believe that by giving us these sugar-coated Disney adventures, they're not preparing us for all of the terrible web of evil that lies beneath. We're not equipped for it. We're simply not equipped.
And what a terrible evil web of madness there is in this world, and I know that you have stumbled upon some of these portals, and you were telling me about this incredible portal of Nazi evil that you had stumbled upon when you were watching Cats, and can you tell us a little bit about that Nazi a stronghold that you had stumbled upon, Zita?
Yes, absolutely, because the world needs to know, Leonard. Oh, they spent so much money and they brought on every single celebrity under the sun to this movie. And they all knew. They all knew that it was Nazi propaganda, but they've sold their soul to the devil himself. So they're involved in this kitty cat movie, and there they are. And McCavity comes alive, and there she is, Taylor Swift, the blonde, blue-eyed queen of this propaganda. And she drugs all the cats right there. And she slips a veil over their face and then shows that, so they're blinded to the evil that they're bringing, just like we're all blinded by that.
I just hate to see that happen to
I've always
a cat.
known Taylor Swift was a cat dragger. Yep. Dragging
She's
cats
in
around.
on it. And you know who else? Reese Witherspoon. She's
No,
got
that's
a television
heartbreaking.
show on every screen, every single network right now. She's benefiting from all of this.
It's just why does it always have to be the beautiful ones? Except for you, Zita.
Oh, excellent save, Leonard. Excellent. Oh.
I was going to say the same thing before Leonard said it, but I let him say it, just because I wanted you to feel.
You too. You keep me young, I tell you.
Oh man.
Well,
We try.
Now look at me blushing. I'm blushing.
I can hear you blushing. I hear your neck blushing as we.
You can hear that. I'm flexing it for you.
Oh. Wow.
I'm glad it comes across. Oh, and the things that if you ever listen to Grace and Frankie backwards, the things they make Jake Fonda say, it's unreal.
Oh my goodness. And see that's the thing that people don't really know about Satanism, is that, and if there's one thing that you need to know, it's this, that everything is backwards, and if you reverse it, then you get the true message. And if you watch any Disney movie in reverse, well, you watch it forward and it's like a beautiful story where something's really wrong and then it becomes a beautiful life at the end, and Snow White is saved and Cinderella finds the shoe and Sleeping Beauty wakes up. But in reverse, it's a terrible tale of a wonderful life, and then that gets slowly devolves into madness and sadness, and it's just an awful, awful story.
they are communicating in subliminal messages, and this is what propaganda is. Everybody think, oh, I'm immune to propaganda. It don't have no effect on me. But I tell you what, it's everywhere. Just symbols that the subconscious mind can pick up on, but you aren't aware. Just a little bag of fast food that your friend left over at your house. Boom. before you know it, you're eating double cheeseburger and going into cardiac arrest. You just don't even realize all of the influences that are happening all the time, just impounding you from all of the messages on the media. But you take like 10 minutes, go to somewhere, like a community pool or something, and just relax.
Yeah.
And then look up and see a billboard just staring right back at you.
Yeah, or you see a sign that says no diving. You're like, well, what
All
does that mean?
propaganda.
What is that supposed to mean? Or you drive down the road, it says one way. And that's them, they're trying to say there's only one way to do things.
Exactly.
Yes.
You can only go down this road one. I say, I'm going to go down this road any which way that I want to go down this road. I paid for this road.
It's a limiting belief.
Yeah.
Sorry, Vadeem, go ahead.
I was just saying it's a limiting belief. I think we both agree.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely agree. They're taking away our freedoms, and you should go whichever way you prefer.
There are many ways to go.
There are
ways.
many ways to go. And listener, if you'd like to call in and share some of the ways that there are to go, our number is 575-322-8733. And you could call and chat with the lovely Zita Taylor, neck actress and model, and such a delight to have on the show today.
Oh, there I go, blushing again.
Now, Zita, you're currently in Hollywood, is that correct?
Yes, although I do stay a lot of my time in a teepee in Topanga Canyon.
Oh, wow. And what compels you to live in a teepee for much of the time?
I like to get, we talk about this propaganda. I like to get myself out of it, connect with the stars, the land, the animals, and just recenter myself and open my throat chakra.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you see many animals when you're out in Topanga Canyon?
I do. I have several rattlesnakes, believe it or not, that live near my teepee.
Well, that is so charming. Now, you aren't worried about the rattlesnakes at all? That seems maybe kind of dangerous, no?
Well, they happen to be my spirit animals, so they stay their distance. We respect each other,
Wow.
me and the rattlesnakes.
That's
Although, pardon me. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just kind of musing that. Man, is it? I mean, an animal like maybe they see your neck and they're wowed by it because they have no neck, or maybe one way to think about it is that they are entirely neck.
Absolutely, and that's the way I choose to think about it, Leonard.
Wow.
Their large necks.
Yes, they're like
Swim
one just
around.
super long neck. That's all a snake is. It's a neck.
Yeah. Wow.
Like a worm too. Just a wiggly neck.
All neck.
All
Yes.
neck. Yep, that's where all the glory is.
I never really thought about the different animals like a dolphin. It's a lot of neck, probably mostly
Yes.
neck.
A large girth neck.
Girthy necks.
Absolutely. Yes. And Leonard, it's interesting. I haven't seen a lot of birds around lately. And I'm beginning to wonder if it's because the government is changing their batteries.
I've been wondering the same thing, and my understanding is that they've been working on a new super lithium iode battery that it can charge for a lot longer, so they can fly at night, and this really helps with the migration patterns of I mean, really, they're just migrating the data and surveillance that they do in different hemispheres, of course. But yeah, I'm glad that you bring that up, because around here I don't see many birds either. What about you, Vadeem? Have you noticed any birds?
I have not seen nearly as many birds. They have to go south for a time to pick up usually much more information, but they do oftentimes, for the surveillance teams, they have to do some maintenance on the birds, and they will take them flock by flock, and they will take them down to the bird changing station, and
it's a lot of work. It's
put the new batteries. Like
I had a cousin that did that kind of work, and it's he was a bird mechanic, and there are a lot of them out there because you see how many birds there are, and you think about how many mechanics. You look at how many cars there are on the road, and chances are you've met a mechanic before. You see how many birds. Chances are you've met a bird mechanic.
There are no coincidences. You get the bird shit on the windshield of your car. You fucked up, buddy.
Yeah, that's
you
a-
better
that's a-
you better take it back a notch. You're on thin ice.
That's a
They're watching.
tracking mechanism. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got you. And some people they've got a lot of bird shit, and they've got a lot of trackers from different entities and different national governments and some private. I used to own a couple birds myself, a couple carrier pigeons, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I enjoyed the espionage and spying and surveilling of my neighbors and my enemies too.
I bet you did. You probably wore a cape while you did it too.
Well, I do enjoy a good cape, but that has nothing to do with birds.
Nope, not at all. The carrier pigeons. Yeah, but
What have you done to give yourself an enemy? What could you possibly do?
Well, the thing is that there was this guy in front of me at Chipotle, and the thing was he couldn't make up his mind, and I said, listen, my name is Leonard Sanguich, and I'm ready. I'm hungry. I do you know what you're getting? He says, hang on 1 second. I said, I am not going to hang on another second. I know what I want right now, and you don't. So I'm going ahead, and I went ahead and I ordered, and that man was furious, and he stared at me the whole time while I was eating, and I don't appreciate that. I like to eat in peace and in my own little corner, facing the wall. I don't like being looked at while I eat.
Well, I think we can all understand that. Yes.
So needless to say, I sicked a couple of carrier pigeons on that man, and just to see, is he always indecisive when he gets in the front of the line? Is that always how the man gets? When it's his turn to go, he gets to the red light and he can turn right. Does he say, well, I don't know, maybe I'll go straight? Well, the answer is yes. Yes, every time he gets that chance, he says, I don't know what I want to do. I'm going to take a little bit more time now that I'm in the front and everybody has to wait on me. All right, Mark Chambers, I've got your number. I know exactly your story. I know what I got you.
you got some issues, buddy. Jeez, Louise. Wow.
I have issues.
Yeah,
Mark Chambers has issues.
Bury it much.
That's
do
fine.
ya?
I'll dox you, Mark Chambers. I just doxed you. You're out there.
You're a ticking time bomb. You're out there.
729
casting spells.
Sunset Drive.
Hey, hey, don't be giving out the address we're at.
That's Mark Chambers' address.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Anyway, if you happen to see this fellow who is very indecisive and, well, I might just get in front of him in line and just take your sweet time.
That's the most passive aggressive thing
You
ever.
earned it. Yes.
Get in there,
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Wow.
Anyway, that's enough about me and my carrier pigeons. But now, Zita, you said that the Hulu is run by Disney, and
Yes.
Disney is owned by Satan. And,
Yes.
and we've established that everything the Satan does, he kind of works in reverse. And now, I mean, just given that where we've come from, where do you think we're going with this whole streaming shenanigan, the whole streaming project of Satan and his comrades?
Well, to me, it seems that the theme is that they're giving a lot of horror films screen lights these days. There's going to be The Stand miniseries, Stephen King, and I believe they're trying to scare the people into staying into their homes.
I see.
They want to confuse the masses.
I've got a caller on the line. Hang on just a second.
Excellent.
Let's see if I can. Hello, caller. You are on the National Conspirator.
Hi. You were mentioning keep your enemies close, and the neck model. She actually is, your enemy, and she has surveillance, and she's connected to Satan because she is said her snake or her spirit animal.
Zita, would you like to defend yourself against this baseless claim?
Well, excuse me, mister. Now I'm going to have to give you my mind as I'm used to working with haters. Oh, Now, my career path as an actress is proof that I'm not a part of the Illuminati. I did not sell my soul to the devil, and that's why I'm not a successful actress. I love my work in the neck area, but it was my second choice. Now, I gave up my passions so that I could keep my freedoms and I could keep away from Satan. Now, I mean that. And I'm here to tell you,
but you're actually
unhail
closer
Satan.
to Satan because snakes are really representatives of women, and they're the snake ladies, and they seduce men and ruin men's careers.
Well, she is very seductive. I will say that, and she
Well,
has a
thank
lot of
you.
neck.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Yes. I find myself very seductive, but I would never make someone do something they would not want to do.
Yes, it's very obvious too to know that you are not a successful actress. It's only because that you blew the whistle. It's not because everybody who's good, they're not really good. They just sold their soul, and that's all there is to it. You know. And if you're a bad actor, you're not a bad. You're incredible. You're incredible. Your work is incredible. It has nothing to do with this. So it's clear that obviously, you didn't sell your soul. That's just how it works. If you're famous, you sold your soul. If you didn't, you did it. It's pretty black and white.
Yes. And if there's one thing I learned from working on Game of Thrones, the first several seasons, they were working with the devil. And guess what? It was successful. And then they pissed him off. And the last season, come on, none of those people will work again.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a tragedy.
It is a tragedy. And, some of the other places you've been at, are they also, like, for instance, let's talk about Netflix. I noticed a lot of new content coming out, even though we are all, here just, we're all on lockdown, but then they're putting out new specials every week. Jerry Seinfeld has a new special on Netflix. Is it also run by the Satan?
Absolutely. Netflix? Oh, all of these shows. The Tiger King? What, do you think that's real? It was made by Satan. It's fiction.
Yeah, I will say to his credit that Satan has a pretty ripe imagination, and
yes,
and I just don't see that from Jesus. It's all just kind of the same old thing from Jesus.
Really.
Yeah, it's just like be nice, have compassion, help your neighbor, charity.
That's what you got out of that.
What did you get out of it,
I saw a little
Mr.
bit more.
Orthodox Russian.
I saw someone who went their own way.
Their own.
That's what I saw.
From Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people go their own way. There's a lot of ways to go.
There are a lot of ways to go. And, that he definitely went. He's gone.
Yeah.
I think
he is
maybe
the way, according to him.
Well, that's what he said.
That's just another one-way sign.
I mean, if you listen, you hear, and you understand. It's not just, this or that. It's you don't have to go with one and the other. That's the thing. We have to understand that. Satan is Satan, but then there's not just it's not just Jesus on the other side. I think there's a lot of other options. As far as religions and stuff, right? There's there's a few other ones that aren't Satan.
That's true. And do you fellas believe that Jesus would use propaganda in such ways to get to people?
I believe that has been proven time and again. Yeah. Walking on water, that sounds like the biggest PR stunt that I've ever heard.
Well, you might have us there. Hmm.
I mean, I would even wager to say that maybe he went into cahoots with Satan. That one might have been produced by Satan himself. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm speculating here.
Well, well, you never know. Sometimes it's two sides of the same coin, you know.
Exactly. That's the thing is,
Yeah.
I think Satan and Jesus and Hitler and Disney are all a little bit closer buddies than we'd like to think.
So you're
Yes.
saying, yep.
And as our reader mentioned, they keep the enemies, people keep their enemies closer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Indeed, yes, indeed. And
Oh, I said reader, I meant caller. Excuse
What?
me, I misspoke.
well, sometimes if they're of hearing impaired, they will be readers and they read
Yeah.
the closed captions and or if they're blind, they will read the braille translations.
Yes. Clever, yes, exactly.
But I think that caller had a baseless claim just because of snakes. Just because they have a long neck doesn't mean that they're necessarily evil. And as we said, you are not Catherine Zeta Jones. You are Zita Taylor. Catherine
Yes.
Zeta Jones has sold her soul to the devil, not Zita Taylor.
Yes.
Not
yes.
yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Not ever, darling.
Oh.
Never.
Good. That. I'm glad to hear that. But yeah, I also wish success for you. I would hate to see. I don't know. If you got a really good deal, I'd be happy for you, even if it came from the devil. But that's just me saying that. I mean,
I think you are the devil. That's what I think. I'm sitting here in the room with you, and I'm starting to trust. You got you're super passive aggressive and thinking you with the dude in line in the grocery store. You're burying a bunch of shit. You got some repressions going on. I can tell for sure.
I don't think the devil has any repression problems. The
I
devil
think you-
doesn't go to see the therapist.
I think you and the devil are buddies, the Grateful Dead style.
I think that is another baseless claim, Vadeem, because if I was pals with the devil, don't you think I would be a little bit handsomer and more successful and stronger and wealthier and better in bed and more confident?
Well, you just put yourself down like a psychic vampire, and steal everybody's energy with a bunch of shame and guilt, manipulation. Yeah, that's it. That's the psychic vampire way. That's of course if you're getting what you want, which is just sweet energy. I don't know what kind of blood you're drinking, but whatever. To each their own. But I've definitely heard there are health benefits to certain types, but you and whatever you do in the comfort of your own has nothing to do with me. I don't want you putting spells in my name or any of that. I just want you to level with us.
That's totally insane, Vadeem. From a Russian KGB agent who I know personally has killed many men. I've never killed anybody. I've never even harmed a fly. That is crazy.
And
See
this
that-
is what he wants. He wants us to be turned against each other. He wants us isolated, you guys. You have to set aside your differences.
Yeah, it's the social isolation. Why? Yeah, that's
Divide and conquer, divide and conquer, divide and conquer. Before you know it, we're not even going to talk to each other. It's just going to be all via cell phone.
Well, try not conquering so much or dividing. We're all in this together.
No, that means that means I was right about you. You said that. You throw that right
I
there.
didn't mean to say that.
It just came out, huh?
But that's
Yeah, Freudian slip.
that's what they that's what they say.
It's a beautiful sentiment. Well, now we'll just have to forget that it was from High School Musical, a Disney film inspired by Satan.
Yeah.
But we are. At the end of the day, we have each other.
We do have each other, Zita. You and I do. Leonard, though, he's going to another place. I fear for his soul.
Well, all of that aside, you have brought up an interesting connection here, Zita. That is, I think, untapped. The fact that so much public policy from the top level comes from Disney films and the Disney canon, which of course is written and directed and produced by Satan.
Yes.
All right, we have another caller on the line here, and I'd like to connect them.
Wonderful.
Caller, you are on the National Conspirator.
Hey, bro.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Hey, yeah, y'all are talking about me.
I'm sorry, we're talking about
This is the devil, bro.
Oh,
what?
Yeah,
It-
bro. Like, my ears were burning and stuff. I mean, aside from the hellfire and stuff. I was like, let me see what these dudes are talking about. So,
Oh my goodness! I just what do you have to say about it, Mister Devil himself?
well, everyone thinks it all comes like arm wrestling contest with God, but really, I'm like an agent of his. So, yeah, bro. Like, it's just do some fucking research into ancient gods and the evolution of them, and you'll see that I'm totally just getting a bad rap, bro. Like, I'm just trying to do my thing, moved out to Denver and started fucking growing some fucking killer herb, and the people are just constantly the devil. I'm under attack. It's like, dude, give it a rest,
now, as you're speaking, Satan,
selling
my
souls,
Alexa
bro,
is
like, you gotta
flaring
sell
up.
somebody.
Its
You know how
ears
much a
are
soul
perking
costs,
and
bro?
at your voice. What do you
What's
have
that?
to say about that?
Yeah, you're gonna have to repeat the question, dude.
Satan, as you speak to me, my Alexa is flaring up, listening for commands from you. And you act like you're
Yeah,
just a
but dude, that's-
stoner.
That's Bezos, bro. What do you mean? Act like I'm a stoner, bro. I'll fucking Tokyo under the table any day of the week, bro. I'm
Wow.
just saying, how come everyone just gets to blame me for everything wrong in their life? They don't have any sense of self responsibility or anything, and then they're like, oh, the fucking devil, or some fucking chick will fucking eat her damn baby and then be like, oh, that guy made me do it. I'm over here I wasn't even there.
Yeah,
Like,
that can be
fucked
very
up.
frustrating. I
Yes, poor Satan. Here we go again with the
I mean-
psychic vampiric
Well-
energy.
Yeah, so I'm chilling in the garden, you know what I'm saying? I had my legs taken away from me, so God was making me crawl on my belly because, I had a little fucking tube while I was up there in the heavenly realm. And it was like a timeout, And so I'm he makes these people, and they're chilling and they're cool, but you can tell they're bored. And so I'm like, hey, did y'all ever try this fucking tree for expand your consciousness? And they were like, what's consciousness? And I was like, well, fucking come here and I'll eat it. And they were like, well, God said we can't. And it's like, yeah, but God didn't tell you that. That was just basically their own fucking, mistake. God never told them not to eat it. So I told them to eat it. Fucking Moses saw it in a vision, but, it was all distorted and stuff. And he really fucking ruined me, man.
yeah.
That's why I argued with the fucking archangel over his body when he died. But come on, let's be serious. Everything you think you know about me is complete fucking fabrication.
Well,
How's Moses gonna write the first 5 books of the Bible, but he dies? How'd he write about his own death and me arguing over his body?
yeah, that's a good point.
That did happen, but I just wanted to fucking
Yeah.
we won't talk about that. But,
I mean, can you at least defend
Do you own Disney?
Yeah.
Disney? Bro, I've got like 20 shares in the company. I never really
So he owns
thought
some
they did
Disney.
great work. Kind of depressing. Like they fucking every kid like loses their mom like at the beginning of the movie. So like it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if you go in reverse, then that's like the last thing that you're left with is that's what it all comes to. It's just you lose your mom.
That is the way to hear your sayings in the videos. It's be played in reverse and then play it with the Wizard of Oz.
Why? How come everyone just gets to blame me? How come how come I don't have a say in this? Like,
Well, you don't.
yeah, I used to fucking raise hell when I was, younger and I just kind of grew up, man. I like took a backpacking trip through Puerto Rico, fucking got some perspective, and chilled out. Like everyone just got to hold all my stuff against me, But like I said, man, I worked for God, bro. Like, look at the Book of Job, dude. Like, me and him were like chatting one day,
Yeah.
You do sound kind of like a trust fund kid.
You see my dude Job. He's like super righteous. He's like, why don't you go fucking test him? And I was like, all right. He was like, just don't kill him. I was like, so I can do anything but kill him? He was like, pretty much, because he's like a righteous dude, So like, I mean, it is what it is, bros. It wasn't even really a bet. It was just kind of like God testing him. So like, Job he was cool, Like everybody's gonna suffer, bro. It's just like the nature of being, Yeah. But it's like you can't just blame it all on me, like.
Yeah, I think that's very, very true. We never really considered the side of Satan, and I think this has been pretty eye opening. I'm sorry, Satan.
I bet you do. I bet you do, Leonard. Satan, you get off this line.
The man is.
Hey, bro, like this seems like I don't know, bro. Like that name, like Vadeem, it just rings familiar, man. It's like sounds like something like a cult leader would be named or something.
Don't you talk? What? No, I don't know what they're talking about there. No. We gotta go. Thanks for calling, Satan. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Wow, that guy was clearly crazy. I've never been involved in a cult. Never, not at all.
It sounded kind of like he knew something about you being involved.
It sounded like you and him were
cult.
buddies, and you text him before, hey, why don't you call the show? Chad's not around. He's with that crazy lady from the truck stop, banging it out at the Motel 6 in Carnesville. I just don't understand you people.
Vadeem, I do hear a hint of nervousness in your throat. I can hear it.
Well, thank you for noticing. My throat is.
It seems like. Okay, we've got another caller on the line here. Hang on 1 second. I just we'll connect him here. Okay, caller, you're on the National Conspirator.
Yes. Hello.
Well, welcome to the show.
Hello. Hi. I'm calling. Zita, darling. I've been listening to you.
Yes. Hello.
It's so nice to hear that younger generations that are taken for granted. With the Nextress. The Nextress thing, is that what you're calling it?
Yes, Nextress, yes, darling. Oh.
Well, I just want you to know that I started working in show business long ago. I was just a spring chicken full of moxie. But I started in the business as a foot model. And, the Oxfords and the Mary Janes with the little T-straps and the gillies. And anyway, darling, was going to. I believe that I worked with your grandfather on a project in the mid-50s.
Rufus
His
Howard
name is-
Gable.
Yes, Herbert Hoover Taylor.
Yes.
Well, we
Yes,
called him
Taylor. Oh.
Herbert, but
What
that
a
was a joke
coincidence.
on set. Yes. But I had my grandson look you up because I figured it runs in the family, the neck modeling.
Yes. Oh.
Yes. It's
Look
a
at you.
delight
You're
to
divine.
hear.
Thank you. It means the
Yes.
world.
Your grandfather, he was a gas. Yes, we worked on a project. I believe, which one was it? It was Hushchild. Mama and Papa loved the grape and the dance.
Yes. Oh, he spoke about that all
You've
the
seen
time.
that-
Yes, darling.
I played Ginger Rogers' ankle. I was the ankle stand. We called it him an anctress.
Oh, how
That's what I
supple
call it.
you were. Oh.
Well, that's incredible. Wow, it's like a genealogy experiment. Wow, you've found long lost connections to your distant past, Zita. This is incredible.
Wow. I'm verklempt. This is incredible. You simply must come to my teepee in Topanga Canyon.
Oh my God, darling. Well, I can't. I'm at the end of my rope here, but shoot, I mean, with this coronavirus, I'm about to die anyway. Might as well, right?
Oh, just gracefully bow out. I respect that.
Yes.
Oh. Wow.
And what better way to be reunited in a way with an old friend and just die in a teepee?
I was thinking of dying too, Zita.
Oh.
Maybe, if you know.
No,
Well, come
you're
with
not.
us.
Wow.
You're not.
Well, I think I might have to do that.
Oh, well, that's very charming, and thank you, caller, and I hope that you two make it to the teepee together someday, whether it be in this
Zita.
world or the next.
I'll see you there. Thanks for calling.
Oh, thank
Lovely,
you. Thank you,
thank
Zita.
you.
Lovely to speak to you.
Oh, you as well. Thank you for reaching out.
Wow, that
Oh, take care of those ankles.
that was a very nice call.
Wow.
The book ending with Satan there. That was a very, that was much nicer call. I mean, Satan was very genial. He was a very genial guy.
Satan sounded like a trust fund hippie who just got a dealership from his dad. I don't know.
Yes.
All right, we've got another caller on the line here.
Not a big fan.
This
I know
is,
you love him, Leonard, but not really my
It's
cup of
okay.
tea.
Caller, you're on the National Conspirator.
Hello? Hello, is this line free?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
We got an encrypted line here. I got a lot of truth to tell, all right?
That's that's excellent.
Perfect. Who's on the air? I got to know who's in the room with me.
This is Leonard Sanguich here with Vadeem Sellarz, and
Sellers?
yeah, and our illustrious guest Zita Taylor.
Zita Taylor?
Yes.
Hello,
heard
darling.
that name
Yes. Nectress.
I've heard that name around Hollywood.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
you have.
I have.
What have you heard of?
Yeah, she's on the... I've heard she's on the blacklist.
Oh.
Oh.
Not the blacklist of the best screenplays that are coming out every year, but I've heard she's on the blacklist of people that you can't trust.
Well, yeah, why? Now, what? Why do you think? Why could you not trust a beautiful neck like Zita Taylor?
Oh.
Because I've heard Zita Taylor tells the truth, just like me.
Oh.
All right?
That's
I've heard
good.
She tells a lot of truth. I've heard that she's getting into a lot of stuff, all right?
Wow. So.
Zita,
Yeah.
Oh.
Zita, you got secrets about Hollywood, right?
Well, of course, darling. Hollywood's made of secrets.
That's goddamn right. That's goddamn right.
Oh, Are we not screening these callers? They all think I'm a scam.
No, yeah, Zita.
No, she's not a...
We just take whoever calls.
Oh. Well, I
Zita,
respect
did you hear
anything
about
you do,
Ocean's
Leonard.
14?
Zita, did you hear his question? He asked if you had heard about Ocean's 14.
Yes, Ocean's 14. Yes. I am not. I was asked to help with some neck work, but I was not happy about the cast, so I respectfully bowed out. As
Zita,
I
I
intend
heard
to
you got a
do.
screen
End
test
of the
for it.
story.
I heard you got a screen test.
Well, yes, I got a screen test, but no one wants to see my face in Hollywood anymore, so they threw it away and they burned it. Was it you?
That's right.
Was it you?
I heard that decision came from the top of Paramount Pictures.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is owned by Satan.
Yes.
or maybe some of it.
That's what I heard. It's owned by Satan.
I'm pretty sure it's Satan.
He has a wide variety of investments, like a smart investor.
He owns the schools. He owns the radio channels, which is why we got to be out of here in a few minutes.
He owns Hollywood.
He owns Hollywood. He owns you, Leonard.
That is not true. That is not true.
No.
Well, he doesn't own you,
Sounds like
Zita.
someone who's owned by Satan. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
They wanted me to have a love scene with Jason Bateman, and he might as well be Satan. I said no. Oh.
That would have been repulsive only because he was in this scene. I'm sure you would have done a great job, but I can't stand the guy. I hate Jason Bateman.
Zita, that's what I've heard about you. You got a rap sheet 10 feet long of telling the truth, Zita Taylor.
That's why we got her on the show.
They're watching you, Zita. All right, keep telling the truth.
Oh.
My Alexa is flaring up again.
Zita, keep telling the truth. All right, these parking enforcement people are telling me I got to move my RV. I mean, my mobile base.
Oh.
I gotta head out.
I understand.
Keep telling the truth.
Well, caller, thank you for calling, and be safe out there. Okay?
Vaya con Dios there, caller.
There's no safety in Hollywood, as Zia knows, Zita.
Yes, I believe that it's true.
Thank you, caller. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, that sounds almost kind of like a veiled threat. He said, yeah.
Yes.
I couldn't tell. I don't know. Hollywood's a confusing place.
That call was just wafting with cigar smoke. I don't know. That was a weird.
There was a lot. Sometimes you
smell
can
that?
hear the cigar smoke. Yeah, sometimes it's.
Yes.
Very pungent.
And Jack in the Box too. Oh,
I could smell that.
Jack-
Too. Yeah. Wow.
Tacos and fries. Disgusting. What is
what
wrong
a
with people?
terrible combination.
Awful.
Yeah. Wow. Jeez.
I'm locking my teepee tonight. That's for sure.
That's well advised. Yeah. There's a lot of people who sound like they might be, kind of at your neck out there, and it's you be safe out there, Zita Taylor. You get those rattlesnakes and you rile them up and you keep them around your teepee. And
I will. Yes, yes, Leonard. I'm gathering the snakes right now.
Excellent. I would hate to see something happen to a beautiful neck like yours.
Leonard, she is much more than a neck. Come on. You are a beautiful person inside and out, Zita. I am so excited to come out there and hang out with you and the ladies, grand ladies.
I don't know that she invited you out there, Vadeem.
Really.
Vadeem is welcome anytime, Leonard. Anytime.
Well, there you go.
There are several other cult leaders out here. You'll have plenty of friends.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about with the cult thing, but if there's cult leaders out there, maybe a little mixer wouldn't hurt anything, just
Absolutely.
networking, afternoon, sunset, sort of happy hour type of thing. I think we could pull something like that off. I don't know.
Absolutely.
It sounds like we have unearthed a lot that needs to be addressed. Specifically the fact that
That you're a Satan worshiper?
I am not as I am sympathetic to the non-duality of religion, and Satan is just one component of many, and he worked for God. He used to work for God.
That's what he said, though. He's out there surfing in Malibu, eating ice cream cones in the afternoon, calling his dad and asking for another loan so he can get a Chevy Blazer.
Yeah, well,
Not a cool dude.
well, I've never been a cult leader, Vadeem, so I don't know how.
I don't know what you're talking about. That is not, I know nothing about that either. What's a cult leader? I don't even know. We don't have cults in Russia. We have truth.
You have a truth in Russia? That is the most funny thing I've ever heard.
Well, you've never been, I don't think. So I don't think you are really much of an authority on the subject. So, you go do your seance, you blow on your candles, do your invocations or whatever you do, buddy, with your cape and magic wand.
Just because I have a cape doesn't mean I'm magic, okay?
Well, I'm not real sure.
Well, Zita, I wish you the best, and I truly and sincerely appreciate you calling and lending your beautiful voice and your neck to our show tonight.
Absolutely. It was a joy and a privilege. Thank you both so much.
Of course, and Vadeem, we'll have to follow up on this whole cult thing, but thank you.
Zita, no, don't worry about that. Zita, be sure to moisturize. I will see you soon.
Yes, always. Yes. See you soon, darling.
Be sure to tune in next week to the National Conspirator. I've been your host, Leonard Sanguich, and just remember, if there's something they aren't telling you, and you know who they are, call us and we'll corroborate it.